So we wanted to let you guys know about our upcoming series that is going to be all about
Rving
and road trips. So we think that this year, with everything going on with the pandemic, that RVing and road trips and domestic travel in general are going to be kind of the way to go.
Yeah.
Certainly what we're planning on. And for those of you who don't know, we owned a 38-foot Class A motorhome that we pulled our Jeep behind for 3 years. Unfortunately for us, we sold it last year.
Yeah, last May.
So,
Now we're kicking ourselves.
Maybe doing a little bit of shopping, thinking about what we're going to do. But we thought it would be a great time to kind of show you guys all about RVs and the different styles and, how to set it up. We're going to go through the whole thing of, campground etiquette, how to, flush the black and gray tanks, which everybody seems to be a little intimidated by, how to set up the campsite, how to drive it.
And most importantly, what one might be right for you.
Absolutely. So we're going to go through all of that. We got a whole series of videos, but we wanted to talk today just a little bit about why RVing might be a great thing this year.
And one of them is, obviously, you can travel all over the United States with one and basically have your house with you at all times.
Yes, so, in terms of being able to, social distance and not have to worry about maybe staying in a hotel room or Airbnb and hasn't really been cleaned and sanitized. You've got your own space and you've got your own kitchen.
So you can go to the store, make a trip to the store, get what you need, and you'll have it all there with you.
Yep. Another advantage to RVs in general, which we love, is the fact that you pack it once.
Yep.
And then everything's there. You can move as many times as you want, but you're not lugging suitcases back and forth, packing and unpacking, and running the risk of losing something or leaving your charger behind. How many times have we done that?
Oh,
right?
Too many.
So, but also with RVs, in addition to being able to social distance and have your own little self-contained, clean area, you get an opportunity to stay in places. Like, for example, with ours, we were fortunate enough to get a spot at the Grand Canyon. And, that place is just packed during the day. But after, about 6:30, I think, or so, it's cleared out.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to have those views and walk around and see that without the crowds is just so incredibly worth
phenomenal.
It. Absolutely phenomenal. And then we had a surprise visitor in the campground that night.
Yeah.
Was it one or two? I think it was two.
Two
Moose came to the campground and were checking everything out and sniffing every's stuff.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
right next to
up close and personal.
Oh yeah.
So that was interesting. But it gives you the ability to experience things that would be very different if you were in a car and or doing some kind of bus trip or whatever. I mean, you're right there and you're seeing it without with probably less than 1/10 of the crowd that's normally
right. And another thing too is when you're traveling, I mean, obviously you're going to stay at campgrounds or RV parks or whatever you want to call them, and the thing is, you don't necessarily have to have a reservation.
Yeah.
I mean, you can drive and think, oh, well, I'm tired, or let's just stop here for the night, and more than likely you can find a place to stay for the night. And I know there's some apps we're going to go over.
Yep.
That we'll have a video on, so
yeah, that'll help you find places, even free places. There's some Walmarts you can park at, some other big box stores like Cabela's, Bass Pro. But we're going to go over the apps that help you find places. And the other aspect of that, particularly if you want to go out west, is there's a ton of government land called BLM, Bureau of Land Management land, where you can camp. Different areas have different restrictions, but it's usually 14 days at a time in a certain spot.
Yep.
And I mean, some of these places just have incredible views that you just wouldn't see otherwise.
Yeah.
And, you've got all this space, the incredible, rock formations and the desert, and you've got a ton of space. It's just, it's just really, really neat to be able to get out there and do that, which, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that, or don't even know about it, really.
Right. And there are some do's and don'ts with that, and we could probably go over that at some point too.
Yep.
If anybody's interested. But yeah, I mean, it's a opportunity to get out there and see things that you normally wouldn't or even think about going to see.
Yeah, and and some of you, I mean, obviously there's a lot of folks who love, hiking and fishing and all of those things, and then there's folks who just don't like that, and that's okay too. That doesn't exclude you from being a good candidate for RVing.
Yeah, you can glamp.
Yeah, you can absolutely glamp, and we've stayed everywhere from a free site at in a parking lot to some really, really luxury resorts that had anything and everything you could imagine.
Yep.
And we also have pets, and so when we were RVing, we traveled with 3 dogs in the RV, and they loved it. A lot of most all the campgrounds had some kind of dog park, dog run. We stayed at one that had like a 5-acre dog park with obstacle course and everything. So there's a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things. So even if you're just wanting to go city to city, there are campgrounds on the outskirts of every major city you can think of. So it's not just for people who really want to get out there and can't hike and fish and do all those things. I mean, even if you're just wanting to go tour the cities, it's still a great way to do it and have your own space, be socially distanced, and not have to go into a restaurant.
And be part of nature.
Absolutely. Sit around the campfire at night. I mean, it's really a lot of fun. And the other thing is, camping seems to really wipe away any barriers, social, economic, any other barriers. The people in campgrounds are some of the friendliest people you will ever meet. Yeah. They're always willing to help. People, always seem to take a walk, in the evenings. And
everybody waves.
Everybody waves and says hello. And you can make connections. And we did, in campgrounds with people that just aren't possible in a hotel environment.
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't happen.
I mean, that's not to say you don't run across friendly people, in a hotel, but something about when you're camping, RVing, tent camping, however you're doing it. I mean, there's just something about a campground that everybody just kind of comes together whether you know each other or not.
Yep. So we think it's great. We loved it when we did it, and the only reason we sold our RV is because we were traveling internationally too much to really use it. And like I said, we're not. Yeah, we're kind of mad at ourselves now for not holding on to it. But we wanted to get this out and let you guys know, kind of what we were doing, and those videos are going to be coming out. Wednesdays and Saturdays are our typical release days, but we may try and do 3 releases a week, just to get these out here for you guys. But if you have any questions or any particular information you want to know in this series, please leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, please leave us comments. Ask us questions. Yeah. I mean, we'll be more than happy to answer them or give you information if we have it or we know it.
Absolutely. And we'll be linking to various resources and groups that, social groups and other groups that, are big advocates for RVing. Yep. We've actually got at least one interview that we've done with some full-time RVers who are part of a great organization that we were part of when we were still RVing. So we hope you'll join us. And if you have any questions, make sure and leave them below. Leave us a comment. Hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. And until next time, just remember,
live your best life.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.